Spiderhead paints a vivid picture of a facility that masquerades as a comfortable setting, almost akin to a cozy retreat rather than the stereotypical prison environment. However, lurking beneath this facade is a dark reality. The inmates here are unwitting participants in a series of experiments centered around potent and influential drugs. These substances are not merely medications, they are tools wielded to control and manipulate emotions and behaviors. For Jeff and his fellow inmates, this experimentation becomes a compelling yet harrowing journey into the unknown depths of their own emotions. As Jeff becomes immersed in these trials, he finds himself entangled in a complex web spun by the effects of these powerful drugs. The substances don't just alter their emotions, they intensify them to extraordinary levels. Love becomes all-consuming, fear becomes paralyzing, and the line between reality and induced feelings blurs. These experiments take the inmates on an emotional roller coaster, compelling them to experience sensations that overpower their usual state of being. Jeff, in particular, navigates this tumultuous journey, facing a torrent of emotions that challenge his understanding of self and morality. Caught within this maze of experimentation, Jeff grapples with profound ethical dilemmas. The manipulative nature of these substances forces him to confront choices that blur the boundaries of morality and personal autonomy. As he traverses this emotionally charged landscape, Jeff finds himself torn between the consequences of these manipulative substances and the innate desire to retain a sense of individual agency. At Spiderhead, inmates confront a choice that shapes their experience: either participate in these trials or return to a more traditional prison setting. These trials involve the administration of powerful drugs designed to manipulate and amplify emotions. Jeff, Lizzie, and Heather find themselves navigating a whirlwind of feelings when they engage in these experiments. The drugs they take turn their emotions into something massive. Suddenly, they can feel a love so strong it's overwhelming, or a fear that's intense beyond reason. These emotions are like a storm, hitting them much harder than usual. For instance, when they experience love under the influence of these drugs, it's not just a little crush, it's an all-consuming passion that takes over everything. Likewise, when fear kicks in, it's not just a small worry, but a paralyzing terror that feels real and powerful, even if there's nothing frightening happening around them. The effects of these drugs are so strong that they almost take away their control over their own emotions. It's like their feelings are on overdrive, and they can't put a stop to it. This makes them act in ways that surprise even themselves, as these heightened emotions influence their decisions and behavior. They find themselves swept away by these intense feelings, reacting in ways they wouldn't under normal circumstances. As time passes, and the experiments continue at Spiderhead, Jeff begins to grapple with an increasing sense of discomfort. He finds himself questioning the ethics of what's happening, particularly as he becomes more aware of the impact these experiments have on not just himself, but also on those around him, like Lizzie and Heather. The weight of the choices he's compelled to make regarding these potent drugs, knowing they directly influence others' emotions and behaviors, burdens him with a moral dilemma. This inner conflict becomes more pronounced as Jeff senses an obligation to continue despite his reservations. The privileges he gains in Spiderhead, perhaps better living conditions or other benefits, create a sense of pressure for him to persist in the experiments. The fear of losing these privileges, which offer a sense of comfort in an otherwise challenging environment, adds to the strain Jeff feels. The looming choice between moral discomfort and the allure of these privileges creates a tension that's hard for Jeff to navigate. He grapples with conflicting emotions. On one hand, a growing discomfort with the ethical implications of these experiments, and on the other, a sense of obligation fueled by the benefits he receives. This inner conflict adds a layer of complexity to Jeff's experience at Spiderhead, creating a struggle between his moral compass and the practicalities of his situation within the facility. Despite his reservations, he feels compelled to continue, torn between his growing unease and the benefits that make life in Spiderhead comparatively more tolerable. In a critical turn of events during one of the experiments with Heather, things take a dramatic and unforeseen twist. Heather's reaction to the drugs deviates from the expected course, resulting in an unexpected and troubling outcome. Her adverse response sends shockwaves through Spiderhead, causing chaos and disorder that shakes the carefully orchestrated experiments to their core. Jeff, amidst this turmoil, stumbles upon clandestine plans and revelations that unveil the hidden truth behind the experiments and the individuals pulling the strings, notably Steve, who holds a position of authority and control within Spiderhead. This revelation marks a pivotal moment for Jeff as he pieces together the reality obscured by the facade of the experiments. He uncovers the depth of manipulation and control exercised by those in charge, exposing the true nature of the experiments and the ethical boundaries that have been crossed. Jeff's realization casts a stark light on the moral ambiguity of Spiderhead's operations, prompting him to reassess his involvement and confront the profound ethical implications of the experiments. With the veil lifted, Jeff grapples with a newfound understanding of the manipulation and lack of autonomy that underlie the experiments. The discovery of secret agendas and the true motives of those in authority shatters the facade of legitimacy previously maintained, leaving Jeff to confront the ethical quandaries that come with being complicit in such orchestrated trials. This pivotal moment becomes a catalyst for Jeff's internal turmoil, as he grapples with the stark reality of the experiments and his role within Spiderhead's intricate web of control and manipulation. As Jeff and Lizzie make their daring attempt to escape from the clutches of Spiderhead, their journey towards freedom is fraught with perilous challenges. They find themselves navigating a treacherous path, facing not only the formidable obstacles posed by the authorities and the figures in charge, but also encountering hostility from fellow inmates caught in the complex dynamics of the facility. The risks they encounter along their escape route intensify, with each step bringing them closer to both liberation and uncertainty. Their escape becomes a tense and adrenaline-fueled pursuit, with Jeff and Lizzie constantly looking over their shoulders, evading pursuit and strategically navigating through a maze of dangers. The overwhelming desire for freedom propels them forward, driving their determination to break free from the grip of Spiderhead's control and manipulation. However, this pursuit of liberty comes at a cost, as they carry with them the weight of their experiences within the facility. Amidst the adrenaline rush of their escape, a sense of relief washes over Jeff and Lizzie as they finally break free from the confines of Spiderhead. Yet, intertwined with this relief is a profound sense of regret and reflection. They find themselves grappling with the aftermath of their experiences, contemplating the moral complexities of their actions and the ethical dilemmas they were entangled in within Spiderhead's walls. While liberated from the immediate grasp of the facility, the emotional scars and ethical quandaries they carry serve as a haunting reminder of their time in Spiderhead. Their escape signifies a bittersweet victory, a newfound sense of freedom overshadowed by the lingering remorse and reflection on the trials they endured and the decisions they made. As they sail away into the unknown, Jeff and Lizzie find themselves navigating the turbulent waters of both freedom and introspection, carrying with them the lessons and burdens of their tumultuous journey within Spiderhead. The movie vividly portrays the immense influence wielded by potent drugs and experimental trials. It underscores the challenging circumstances individuals are thrust into, showcasing the formidable impact of these substances on their lives. The film delves into the complexities of the tough choices people are forced to make, even when these decisions conflict with their personal desires or values. In essence, it offers a compelling depiction of the profound effects of these experiments, shedding light on the ethical dilemmas individuals face when subjected to such manipulative substances. The narrative highlights the weight of decisions made under duress and the moral quandaries arising from being entangled within the experimental setup. For more insightful content, make sure to subscribe.